With that, we do want to bring in our NBC 10 political commentator, Sue O'Connell, and also my personal twin right now, to dive deeper into this. Sue, we still now have a week of campaigning left, but everyone is really asking the same question, no matter who you talk to.
Right.
Who is going to win? Now, polling, we've looked at it, it is deadlocked, but a lot of people are trying to read those early voting numbers. Do these numbers tell us anything right now?
Historically, Democrats have used early voting or mail-in voting much more than Republicans have. But in this election cycle, Republicans are indeed using early voting more than they have in the past. Not as much as the Democrats, but more than they used to. And most states offer early voting, but there are different rules and deadlines. So having said all that, Priscilla, all I can really tell you is that voter enthusiasm for mail-in or early voting is growing, but we just don't have enough historical data to use it to predict much. However, what the campaigns can do is look at who voted, and that data can help them execute their get out the vote game on Tuesday.
Okay, so the answer right now, we have no idea.
I don't know. I still get paid. I don't know.
Yeah, so tonight, Kamala Harris, she will speak in D.C. at the Ellipse, the same place Trump addressed the crowd on January 6th. What do you make of that decision, and how do you think she's going to try to marry the place with the moment?
Right, so the visual symbolism of her being at the Ellipse is going to give her the opportunity to compare her message for the future of America versus Trump's message. And also, she's going to be able to talk about his words and his followers' violence on January 6, 2021. So we're going to have to wait and see if she explicitly references January 6th and the threat to democracy that many say a second Trump term could bring, or if she uses the setting to be aspirational about America's future. I think she's going to do both, be positive, looking forward, and also warning about a danger.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see what she says. During his Madison Square Garden rally, Trump alluded to, a secret. He says that he shares with Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, and when asked about it, Speaker Johnson confirmed they did, in fact, have a secret for Election Day, but they wouldn't say what it was. Do you think this is trolling, or do you think, given what happened during the last time Trump lost an election, that they've got a plan in place this time around?
I think it's both, okay? The plan is simple because it's actually in the United States Constitution and it's written down. While Johnson doesn't certify the election, that's not going to be his job on January 6, 2025. As we recall from 2021, that job belongs to the vice president, and in this case, Kamala Harris. And it would not be outside the norm for her to certify her own election win. That is how it works. It would fall on the House of Representatives, though, to choose a president if the Electoral College vote is a tie. That would mean each candidate would get 268 votes or fewer. Because one way a tie could happen is if a state or some states miss their deadline for certifying their election on the local level. That's before January 6th. So as we keep saying, Trump keeps telling everyone what he's going to do. So I think we just need to decide if we're going to believe him or not.
All right, Sue, thanks so much. 1 week to go. All right, our political team is getting you up to speed on the election all this week with special live editions of At Issue. Our Corey Smith, Sue, and Matt Pritchard will break down the ballot questions and focus in on the top local races, as well as, of course, the presidential race. It starts tonight at 7:30 right here on NBC 10 Boston.
All right, let's bring you a few